Maybe they're outgrowing us. Eventually, hormones and testosterone flip the script. And the question that hovered in the background for the first maybe 11 or 12 years is suddenly front and center. We no longer have the luxury of wondering if we're doing it right. There are daily reminders that more than likely we're not doing it right. And then eventually our kids assure us that we're wrong because their best friends' parents are doing it right. So, are you getting this right? It's a terrifying question. It's terrifying because while we all come equipped with a rearview mirror, we don't come equipped with a reverse. Our mistakes are a permanent part of our parenting story. Worse, our mistakes are a permanent part of our children's childhood. So, while I'm sure at some level you've wondered if you're doing it right, in this study, we're going to challenge you to ask a more fundamental question. The question that we're going to talk about is this question: what is it? What exactly is the it you want to get right? What is the it you so desperately don't want to get wrong? Now, most parents are so busy parenting, they never stop to consider what they're parenting to, what they're parenting for. They're too busy to stop and consider the end game, the goal, the prize, the win. And I'm not being critical. We get it. We had 3 in diapers for a minute. Not our finest parenting moment, I'll admit. But anyway, what is the it? What's the win for you as a parent? You have one, by the way, a win, that is. In 2-parent homes, it's not uncommon for parents to have 2 different wins in mind. And when that's the case, parents parent at cross purposes. The result is a tension that neither parent can explain, but one that children sense and teenagers learn to exploit. So again, what is your win? Is it safety or obedience or graduation, make you proud, NFL, Broadway, maybe for your kids to have the things that you never had, to go further educationally than you did? I coached enough baseball to know that for some parents, the win is for their kids to excel where they hoped to but didn't. And again, none of those are bad or wrong, but when culled out and examined closely, honestly, none of those are enough. And that's the problem. So allow me to be direct. If you don't hit pause long enough to consider the direction in which you're parenting, you may wake up one day to realize you parented in the wrong direction. And by wrong, I mean you parented in a direction you would not have chosen if you had stopped long enough to choose. It happens all the time. I mean, it's the principle of the path. The principle of the path says this, that direction determines destination, that direction, not intention, determines a person's destination. So you are parenting in a direction, and the direction you choose consciously or unconsciously will in some ways determine your parenting destination, emotionally, relationally, spiritually, as well as academically and professionally. Now, Sandra and I are foster parents, and we have seen this played out in the most heartbreaking ways imaginable. So it's super important to us, and it's super important to us that you understand this. You are currently parenting in a direction. You owe it to your child or your children to choose it ahead of time. Now, if you're not convinced, just consider this. If you don't define and choose your it will be chosen for you. If your parenting style, habits, responses, approach to discipline are not dictated by a predetermined win, they will be dictated by circumstances, culture, the reaction of your children, and the expectations of others, including your parents. Parenting becomes a whirlwind, and in the whirlwind, parenting is reduced to reacting to the moment, rather than leading your kids and your family in a predetermined direction toward a desired destination. And I know this sounds so complicated because parenting is complicated, but you want to get it right. And to get it right, you need to identify your it. And that's what this study is all about. Sort of. Actually, Sandra and I would like to suggest an it. The it we're convinced makes all the difference. It's not original with us. As Sandra mentioned up front, we borrowed most of our parenting skills from veteran parents that we observed and did life with through the years. Parents who we feel like got it right. And in that regard, we feel like we may have 2 advantages. First of all, Sandra and I spent over 10 years working with middle school and high school students at a local church. We were privy to a behind-the-curtain look at a variety of family systems and a broad range of parenting styles. Honestly, I think we saw them all. We saw permissive, legalistic, fear-based, helicopter, too involved, not involved enough. We watched parents bail their kids out of situations the kids got themselves into. And then we saw some parents shrug as if to say, hey, good luck with that, right?